everyone. This is great. Being honest, I did have a bit of a nightmare this week. There'd be like 5 people here, so this is great. Just don't leave. But yeah, in this session, I'm going to talk about how the problems that exist with payments right now and how we're building tools for you and your agents to use today. So payments currently live in silos. Every chain still runs on its own payment rails. New layer 1s and layer 2s have started targeting the payment space, but they're just further isolating liquidity and users across different networks. When it comes to fiat and crypto, they're still super disconnected, slow, expensive, full of friction. And when funds do eventually move, payment settlement isn't really enough, especially for agents. You need refunds, automation, compliance, dispute resolution, and a place to manage all of your assets and payments in one place across both fiat and crypto. And commerce is shifting really quickly. We're starting to see in real time how AI economies need crypto rails, which legacy systems just can't deliver. So what's missing? What's missing is an orchestration layer to tie payments and settlement together. And that's what Ping is trying to do. Ping is the orchestration layer. It sits at the center layer, as you can see, above fiat and all blockchains, acting as one payment network to connect those blockchains and fiat systems into a range of different use cases, whether that be SaaS payments, e-commerce, donations, bill splitting with your friends at the bar, subscriptions, digital services, or even agentic commerce. And this all started, kind of the whole journey of Ping was with the North Star of providing anything-to-anything payments. But what are anything-to-anything payments? They are, at its core, something that allows a user to pay in any asset on any chain, even fiat, and the receiver can choose the asset that they want to receive. Ping and near intents handles everything else in the background. On this slide, you can see all of the different screens from our Ping checkout options and the flows associated with them. So on the further side, you can see the options that you've got. So pay with wallet, pay with card, or pay with deposit. And then moving along to the next one, that's pay with wallet. So that's paying directly from the wallet that you connect to checkout. We've also got the next screen along, which is pay with deposit. That's if you don't necessarily want to connect your wallet to an application. You can sign on and do a manual deposit or scan a QR code to send the asset from whichever chain you want to pay with. And then the receiver or the merchant, they receive the asset that they want to settle in. And then the final one, which is pretty interesting as well, is pay with card. So that leverages our on-ramp solution, which I'll talk about later. Essentially, that allows people at your checkouts, if you're using Ping, to pay with fiat directly and you settle in crypto. And this anything-to-anything payments is the foundation for the tools that we provide for consumers and agents. So we've taken a real focus on giving consumers all of the tools within the Ping layer that they need to make payments as easy as possible across all chains and their own use cases. All of which, these are all live today, which you can use. This includes, which we'll go through individually, Ping links, our checkout API, both of which can be accessed via the merchant dashboard, and our chain abstracted fiat on-ramp. But we'll go through each one individually. So starting with Ping links, and if you watch the screen, I'll show you through each flow of the different steps. Ping links are a no-code solution for accepting anything-to-anything payments. You can create a hosted checkout in seconds with no coding experience whatsoever and let users pay their way and the asset that they want to pay with, and you receive the asset that you want to settle in, irrespective of the blockchain or fiat. The Ping links dashboard section gives you like an overview of all of the payment links that you created at a glance, things like their name, their description, the amount that you priced it in, and even the specific volume that's went through each payment. You can filter them, kind of make them active, inactive if you want to start accepting payment, but then don't over a certain period of time. And you can manage them really easily, whether it be sharing it, copying it, editing it if there's changes you want to make, or deleting the link entirely. You can also go into the more detailed view, which you can see here, for a specific link. So in this one, it's settling the Uber split with your friends. This shows all of the specific volume and payments and their progress for a specific link that you've created. All of the progress statuses are there, so you can see there's 3 successful, 1 pending. That's essentially currently going through on near intents. Obviously, you can see here the statuses. Like I said, you can view the Explorer for the specific transactions if you want to do that. And you can also select each one individually and export them to CSV for bookkeeping purposes as well. In terms of creating a Ping link, that's super easy too. That can be done in seconds. All you need to do is give it a title and description. set the price of the payment and leave it open for the user to decide. So you can toggle the button there that says let the user choose the payment amount. Essentially what that does is that's good for like tipping if you wanted to do donations as well, where they come in, they just say I want to tip $5 for this, I pay with whatever I want, and then you receive that payment. It doesn't need to be a fixed amount every time. And then at the bottom, you just need to select the asset that you want to receive and the wallet that you want that to sell to. And then, yeah, once it's created, it's really that easy. You've got then 3 options on how you can share it. Just sharing it via a standard link to people directly, or you can share it via QR code, which I think is a great feature personally, whether it be kind of you scan QR codes at these types of events. You could have those up for IRL payments where it directs them to that ping link for that transaction, kind of very much an in-person use case. And then you can also share it directly on Twitter as well. But moving on to the Ping API, which is the next consumer product that we have live today. The Ping Checkout API is an API which teams can easily integrate into their applications and start accepting payments in any asset supported by near intents and fiat while settling in the token they want to receive. So very similar to Ping links, but much more developer focused. This as well is super easy to integrate. That can be done in less than 10 minutes. All you've got to do to start is go to the Ping dashboard, create an API key as a start. Then you just need to set the destination wallet address that you want those payments to go to. All of the payments made through the API, irrespective of what asset that is, that will go directly to that wallet without you needing to handle anything. It will just go direct there. No step to withdraw like there is with Stripe or other solutions. It just goes manually to that wallet that you want. Then in terms of additional customization, you can add any webhooks that you would like. So right now you can add them for successful payments or failed payments, just so you can get a more bespoke solution for knowing what's happening with your payments end to end. And then as far as kind of what you see from the API, you can also view all of the payments that come through in this tab here. So again, with the status is very similar to the ping links, but successful, pending, failed, and then much more detailed information on which wallets they're coming through, what time it was, and the statuses. And we're actually also have the session information there as well and customers. So the customers tab, which I don't show in the slides, essentially is you can search specific users on your platform, see their habits, what types of payments they've made, and that sort of volume. And gives this like kind of thing we can see here, shows all of the session info for where people drop out of the funnel, whether they connect their wallet but don't pay, or they've just completely abandoned it once they've seen the checkout flow. So I think that kind of gives some nice insights for you as a merchant. And then in terms of live things of the API right now, it's currently used for payments in the Near Merch store. So if you wanted to see it action kind of end to end in that payment, or scoop some good merch, go to nearmerch.com, little shill. But the last thing I want to talk about here is what's for consumers anyway, is the chain abstracted fiat on-ramp. You can on-ramp into any near intent supported asset directly from your card or Apple Pay in the US. You can use this today at onramp.pingpay.io. And super easy to get started. Just come in, start with like I say, Apple Pay in the States or card. But externally, if you're not a consumer that doesn't want to on-ramp, you can also add it to your app, add fiat rails to your app, and you can integrate our SDK in minutes as well. So it's really straightforward to use. But why should consumers have all the fun? I've mentioned agents a lot at the start of this presentation. They need payments as well, which is why I'm really excited to announce the launch of the Pingpay CLI. So what is that? The Pingpay CLI is our first step towards agentic payments. It allows you to create, execute, and monitor payments directly from your terminal. No dashboard like I've showed you before, no browser, just npx ping-CLI, and you can move value programmatically. We're entering an era of AI agents. IronClaw enables autonomous agents to execute tasks, but agents also need to transact. If an agent needs to pay for compute, settle an invoice, or execute a cross-chain payment, it needs an execution layer, which is Ping. And the Ping CLI offers that layer. An agent can call it, it can construct an intent, and execute a payment. It can then also monitor the status of that payment to know that it's coming through and that's being completed. This is programmable money for programmable agents. But let me show you a few demos. So the first demo, which you'll see the video for here, is using the Ping CLI to create a ping link in Claude directly. This is like the intermediary step for you to not need to create links manually via your agent, like with the ping links. It will run the npx ping CLI skill. It will then get the ping skill, where it can create, list, get, or delete ping links directly. It will then create you an agent wallet using frames.gg currently. And then you can also then set the desired receiving wallet address. So if it creates that agent wallet, but you want to use a different external one, you can do that. In this example, it's a near address. It'll then go through all of the steps needed to create that payment link for you. And then it will output that link, which you'll see in a second on the demo. It goes through the steps. It shows the details of that payment. And that'll provide the custom checkout right there. And then that's the same as the ping link. That's directly shareable. And that takes you to that exact checkout that the agent just created. And then anyone can make payments to that link directly. But then I've also got another demo. This final demo moves the human element entirely. This is agent-to-agent making payments. Here you can see the merchant agent and the payer agent side by side communicating with each other to make a payment. The payer agent is waiting for the checkout session while the merchant agent reads the skill file. This is all being done like right now on the screen. The payer agent is waiting for this checkout session, you can still see. And then the merchant agent on the left is creating that checkout session to receive USDC on near. The payer agent is then going to be continuously polling for that checkout session as they're communicating. As you can see right here, the agent's still creating that session, but on the right-hand side, it's checking for that solution. So you can see here, the payment session's being created, and the agent's going to go ahead and make that payment on the right-hand side. So it's found the new session, where it's paying 0.1 USDC on base. The agent on the left is wanting to receive USDC on near. So that's using near intent in the background for the USDC on base to be routed to the near wallet address that the merchant agent wants to receive. And you can see here, that payment has been completed, so the payer agent's done. And the session is pending now because it's in progress on the merchant side. So that's polling for payment, and you'll see that will go through now, and it will complete. And then once that payment is complete, we can then kind of view things as the human side of things to verify that those payments are going through correctly. And you can see right now, both sides are completed, and the demo is complete that I'm showing, but then there's next steps. So obviously, as agents transact together, you want to have some sort of verifiability that that payment is correct and the right things you want to are happening. So you can see there, you can then view it directly in your dashboard the same way as you would the API to track those payments specifically, know that it's going through, and that the agents are actually behaving how you want them to. But yeah, that's kind of everything I really wanted to go through. Like I say, everything I've showed today is live and ready to use. If you want to get started in terms of the dashboard, pay.pingpay.io. Our docs are available, docs.pingpay.io. Ping's Twitter is pingpay_io, and my TG and X is jthew. But I'll be around all week if anyone wants to speak about me with anything. Yeah, and again, Telegram's on the right. We've just opened it if anyone wants to jump in and get involved. But yeah, thanks so much for the time.